Through our work with many organizations, we found a few common pitfalls when it comes to doing team alignment work. The first is skipping that diagnostic. The leader we worked with who thought the issue was one thing, but after we did the stakeholder interviews and the surveys, we found that what was actually the problem was something completely different. So if you skip the diagnostic, you could end up potentially solving the wrong problem and wasting a lot of time, energy, money, resources doing that. Pitfall number 2 is something called the forgetting curve. German psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus, he found that people forget up to 50% of new information within an hour of learning it. And by day 7, so a week later, 90% of it is gone. 90% of it is gone unless there's application built in after. And it's why so many of us, we listen to these podcasts, we go to workshop, we go to conferences, and we get super excited. And then when you return home, what happens? Nothing happens because you've forgotten most of it already. And so the pitfall here is the forgetting curve and not having reinforcement designed into the learning journey right after the session to really help retain that material. The third pitfall is no clear KPIs. No clear KPIs. We've seen so many workshops or retreats where the measure of success is how people feel about it, right? Like, did you enjoy the session? Did you enjoy the speaker? Did you learn something? And when it comes to team alignment, the change is behavioral, right? It's a behavior change. So we actually need to measure before the program and then maybe 30, 60, 90 days after to see, was there actually a behavior change? Not just did they like the workshop? Did they find the information helpful? Pitfall number 4 is lack of live application. To make skills stick, you need to use real-time scenarios tied to the current team challenges so that the teams can actually see how what they've learned applies to their day-to-day challenges. Because sometimes we learn really cool information at a workshop or at a training, and then afterwards we have no idea how to actually apply it on a day-to-day basis. Pitfall number 5, weak leadership modeling. Right. At the end of the day, leaders have to set the tone. What we've seen is that when leaders don't set the tone, then teams revert back within weeks. Pitfall number 6, no co-created agreements. When team norms are imposed on them, team members don't feel any ownership, and some might even resist, right? Versus if you collaboratively create the team agreements, co-create the commitments and the norms that guide how the team operates, then people are bought in, they feel ownership because they've contributed, right? They were involved in the creation of this agreement. And so they feel more ownership and they're more willing to commit to those things. And the last pitfall is a no follow-up cadence. Team alignment work needs to focus on team-based action. The action planning, the behavior change, and sessions need to wrap up with a clear team next step, right? The team needs to establish a regular cadence to follow up and feedback loops to support the behavior change because the action plans fade without the accountability. So those are some of the common pitfalls to watch out for if and when you decide to embark on team alignment work for your organization and your team.